Hello guys, this is Juliane. Welcome back to LEVA. I hope you have started this new year of ride full of energy, full of motivation, with a lot of goals and a lot of new habits that you want to create. In today's video, I would like to talk about the major aspects that I took from the book Willpower Does Not Work by Benjamin Hardy. This is it. It was recommended several times and I was just like, okay, let's go and get it and read it. And I was so, not surprised, but really happy that I got this book and now have it here with me and can always read through it again because it's a really amazing book. And I would like to talk not about all the things that are written in this book, of course, but about the major aspects of this book. In his book, Benjamin Hardy gives a new perspective on the components of willpower and a positive mindset, as he adds a new component to these two and actually puts that new component above the other ones. And the new component is environment. So Benjamin Hardy knows that in order to create a better life for yourself and to create a constant improvement for yourself and keep that on a high level, your willpower and your positive mindset alone will not do the trick. And you probably have noticed that already because you have watched so many videos on how to keep up your willpower and have strong willpower and stay motivated, and still you come back to these videos over and over again thinking, why is it not working? In order to have a strong mindset and very high willpower, strong willpower, you need to have very high energy levels. But your energy level is not always high enough in order to maintain strong willpower or a positive mindset. So some days you just don't feel like it, you're having a hard time that you go through, or you have had a very long work day and your energy is just non-existing anymore, you're just drained. And that is when willpower and a positive mindset cannot kick in, cannot work for you, and cannot help you to make better decisions and improve yourself. So in order to change and to make improvements, you need to change your environment first. How? I'll show you in this video. We live in a world where bad choices and addictions linger around every corner. I'm not just talking about drug addiction or alcohol here. I am also talking about watching TV or being on a smartphone the whole time, or letting junk from the internet trash our brains and stuff it up to the point where we can handle it no more and where we cannot work and focus and concentrate no more. And these are parts of the world that make it actually really hard for us to be in a good environment that makes us thrive. The reason why our environment can work for us and be a very great advantage to us is because of automaticity. That is what psychologists call it. Because the environment allows us to outsource certain decisions that we would otherwise have to make ourselves. And as you know, making decisions is really hard for the brain and takes a lot of energy from the brain, and the brain does not necessarily want to make decisions, so it just goes for the easier way in order to save energy. This is just the way our brain works. And our environment can actually take some of these decisions off our shoulder as we outsource them. So imagine you're a plant, a beautiful flower that wants to thrive and best would thrive in humid milieu. And you are in a desert, however. So you have landed in a desert and you're trying to thrive, but the desert is dry and hot, and you too will become dry and hot and eventually die and have not been able to grow and to live up to your full bloom and full potential. On the other hand side, when you live in an environment that is too wet, then all the rain will make you wet too, will drain your roots, and you will just be wet too and will die again and not be able to thrive and live up to your full potential and bloom. If, however, you find yourself in a humid climate, every component of that climate would nourish you and work towards your advantage. You would be able to thrive in the best possible way and bloom to your highest potential and just improve and grow. So this is just how important the environment is for us. Now I would like to give you a few tips on how to design your environment, how to shape and change your environment in order to see the first results and first improvements. Benjamin Hardy has so many wonderful tips and they're all working so well. I just took a handful out of them that are very important to me and that I thought were really inspiring, and just present them to you. The first tip is to put yourself into a peak state from which you want to start your day. The peak state would be one that makes you feel so uplifted, so motivated, and so strong that you are like, yes, I can do this, and this is where you start working from. This is your starting point every single morning, because at that stage, at the very early stage of changing your environment, you are actually working against the environment that is surrounding you. So it is you yourself who has to put you up into that peak state of emotion and mental strength and willpower. And it is not your environment that can do that for you, because this is the one that you want to change. As soon as you have changed it so that your environment can actually take over that part of putting you into a peak state, you're just going through it and you feel automatically uplifted so much more. How do you get into that peak state? Well, you could just sit down and journal every morning before you start working and think about all the wonderful things that have come into your life, about everything and everyone that you are grateful for, or you just envision yourself to be the person that you have always wanted to be. Do you see yourself as that super successful, beautiful businesswoman that is given a presentation with so much confidence? Yeah, that is you. And can you already feel your shoulders lifting and your mood getting up, and you're just like, wow, this is me in a couple of weeks or months or years, you know? So all this can help. Another very important way to start changing your environment, but that is very often overlooked, is to declutter. Free your mind of all that you do not need anymore, of all the things that don't serve you anymore, emotional and materialistic garbage that you can just take and throw away or donate or sell. Just get rid of it, because you need to free that space in your surrounding in order to free your head from that as well. The more you have, the more you worry about, and the more these things take up space, not only like exterior physical space, but also mental space. So as you declutter and kind of get rid of a few things, you also free yourself and will feel a lot better afterwards. Linked to decluttering is actually the next step, namely distractions. Get rid of them. Any kind of distractions that drive you away from pursuing your goals. Surround yourself with people that are actually good for you and that remind you of your future self and not your past self. You might want to join a book club or go to a yoga class or a cooking class or whatever else it is that you're interested in, and then just socialize there and meet new people that would actually uplift you and help you. And from here we come to a very sore spot: family and friends that are not good for you. The intensity to socialize with these people should decrease. People that are just pulling you down and are not helping you to grow and thrive, and people that do not really want what is best for you but only want you to stay little so they don't feel so little either, is just what you want to get rid of. I understand that you cannot cut your family out and you cannot cut all your friends out, and that is alright and that is perfectly fine, but you should bear in mind that you have to create a boundary of how far and how intense you want to go in socializing with these people. So it is actually you who can decide who are you going to talk to, who are you going to visit on a more intense level and with more frequency than another person, and you are not obliged. It's not you who is the servant to these people, and it's not you who has to make them happy. It's them themselves who have to live a happy life and find their happiness, and they must not put that weight on your shoulder, and it is not your task to do that. But I understand that it is hard to cut back on that, but once you start this, I think you're going to get so much more out of it, and you're going to change the common ground on which you and your friends, for example, stand. And because you make that change, you either drag them with you because they feel that something good is going on and they feel that it's good for them too, or they are just going to leave eventually because they feel that this connection is not there anymore and you're just two different people now. And that is perfectly fine, and we have to accept that, because life is about change and it's never constant. And just because you know somebody for so long does not mean that you're obliged to meet them every day for several hours, or so just make sure you understand and create a boundary of intensity in which you meet people that is actually good and healthy for you. Change from a reactive state into a proactive state. Do not allow any junk, any messages, any mails, any calls to drive you away from your path. Our world is so full with noise that is trying to grab our attention, but this way we lose sight of what it is that we're actually pursuing. So what we need to do is to shut these things out, shut these people out also, and to focus on what it is that makes us happy and makes us healthy and improve and is good for us. Detaching not only from poisonous people but also from technical devices leaves you with a lot of advantages. That is what research has found out. And some of them include being less of a procrastinator, having better sleep patterns, being overall more relaxed and an overall happier person and more energized than when you're constantly attached to your phone, to your laptop, or to the TV, to any kind of technical device. So try and shut those out as often as possible. Learning to prioritize is a huge part of being proactive. Do you want to be with your children one-on-one, or do you let that phone interrupt you and take you away, your focus away from your children? So you have to prioritize what is important for you at that particular moment. And I actually have a video on how to prioritize and the 4-quadrant work plan as well, that helps you a lot in prioritizing your tasks, and I'm going to link those. Another way to change your environment is to detach from your workspace as soon as work is over, like physically detach in order to help you mentally detach. Make use of implementation intentions. What? Implementation intentions. Whenever there is a circumstance or a situation that challenges you or that triggers you because you're like, oh, I really could use that now, then try and redirect the action. So let's say you're working, you feel like you need a break, and you get up and get those cigarettes out and smoke a cigarette in order to take a break and then go back to work, but you actually want to stop smoking. You have to redirect the action into something more positive. So when you sit down and work and you feel, oh, okay, I could use a break, then you do not get up and smoke, but you do get up and do some push-ups or get a glass of water and stay hydrated and then go back to work instead. And this is something that you have to do, that you also proactively have to do, and which you need willpower for as well. But it's also going to help you so much to override the bad habit and change it with a good habit. Now, even though you feel that you cannot move to a different environment just because it is a more productive one for you, you can always find little places in a certain environment that will help you to outsource high performance and success into these places in your environment. So let's say you want to work with high focus and concentration, but you cannot really do that at home because your children are too loud or your flatmates listen to music so loudly. Then you maybe just pack your stuff and go to the library. They have beautiful corners where you can sit with comfortable chairs and you can just sit there and work away. If, however, you feel like you want to be a little bit more creative and inspired and need to, you know, watch people in order to get inspired, and you need some noise and some fragrances in your nose and some life around you in order to feel inspired, then maybe you just go to a cafe and start working there. Whatever it is that fits your task at the moment best, you can find a place in your environment. I hope you take this vlog to heart, and I hope that it gave you a lot of eye-opening information that made you understand why it is that your willpower and your positive mindset are very important aspects to live a happy and very successful life. But there is a very important major key component that they do not fulfill, and that is environment. And the environment is so powerful and so helpful here. I just hope that you can make your changes for the better and can actually really change your environment in order to maintain your New Year's resolution and turn them into really great habits that become a routine. You can outsource things so that you can live more freely and, yeah, just thrive and bloom and be the perfect flower in your perfect climate. If you want, you can write in the comment section what concerns you have with changing your environment, because it is a big step and it is not necessarily easy in every single way. But you know, we're a community here, so talking about things in the comment section could really help to inspire other people, to encourage other people, and to help other people out. Just make sure that you're always being respectful towards others. I wish you a lot of fun changing your environment, a lot of courage too, because that's what it needs to. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you like this video, click the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also share this video with people you think might need to watch it. See you soon. Have a great time. Bye.